All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. Got a pretty good slate of baseball games today. Getting closer and closer to NFL regular season. Got about 22, 23 days, about 12 days before kickoff of college football. So sports stuff's getting ready to pick up here. But I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Going pretty good. Not too bad.
I had a pretty good day yesterday. My picks, I'm gonna make sure. Oh yeah, 4-1.
I went 3-2.
So I was 6-0 on Friday. Then got the week started off yesterday good with 4-1. The only one I had wrong was I had the Mariners against the Royals, and of course the Mariners beat the Royals beat the Mariners.
Yeah, I had that game, and I had Houston too against Miami. You had Miami. I had Houston. Miami kicked the butt.
Oh, you took the Astros?
Yep.
I forgot you took the Astros in that game. I'm gonna go with Miami. I'm rolling with Miami again today against the Astros. They've been playing some pretty good baseball here over the last week and a half. Pretty good. They're having a good little stretch.
Who the Reds got tonight? I've seen, but I forgot.
Reds?
Yeah.
Guardians.
Yeah, we need to beat up on the Guardians.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's got the Dodgers.
You seen our starting lineup for tonight?
Yeah, what was that all about?
Matchups, because they got left-hander pitching. I don't understand why you take Friedel out. Yeah, I understand it's left on left, but he's your best outfielder, best center fielder. Get him out there for defense. Plus, he's been our best leadoff hitter this year, so I understand why he's not. You got Benson not playing, who's been one of our better hitters because it's left versus left. You got Newman as leadoff batter. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Didn't to me either.
And then you got Hopkins in the lineup. Ramos is in the lineup, which Ramos hit the ball decent over the weekend.
Ramos, Hopkins, also the other guy. I can't think of his name right now.
I just don't understand why you. I don't know. You can't sit. You can't just sit half your starters because they have a left-handed pitcher start. I mean, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. We do have Ashcraft on the mound, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Yeah, he's starting tonight. Yeah, we need to. I'm not saying the Milwaukee can't beat the Dodgers. That at L.A., but I'd like to see the Dodgers whip up on them and let's get some wins.
Oh, I agree.
Cubs play the White Sox, so
yeah. I mean, you would expect maybe the Cubs to win, but you can also be in
crosstown rivalry. Well, this is kind of a rivalry for us too, the Guardians.
All right. Yeah, I was going to try to pull that lineup up real quick. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, I think Fairchild in the lineup too, if I remember right.
Yeah, Fairchild's in the lineup too.
Was you surprised the Colts named Richardson so quick after just one game?
That surprised me a little bit. I thought he would be the starter, but
I did too.
But it did kind of surprise me. Yeah, we got Newman as lead off, McLean, Dela Cruz, Steer, Ramos, Encarnacion, Fairchild, Stevenson, Hopkins. That's the lineup for today.
A lot of inexperience. I mean, they have a lot of inexperience anyway, but that's even.
Yeah, even more. A lot of people I saw were going crazy because Maley's not in the lineup.
People be hating Stevenson, don't they?
Oh yeah, people hate Stevenson. But he has been struggling, but yeah, there's been some people hating on him. Hey, how's it going, Glenn?
Big Glenn out there getting his WrestleMania tickets.
Yeah, so things are expensive.
Yes, they are.
I don't know how people can afford that shit. Some of that shit,
We
man.
get a $40 ticket and sit in the parking lot, maybe.
I think I'd rather sit at if I'm
yeah.
if I'm sitting up that far away. I don't know. I mean, I guess you're there, but man,
I think it'd be cool. It'd be a long way to go just to go for the other stuff, and then maybe sit at a bar or somewhere and watch it or something would be cool. Sitting so high up, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've never done it, so I can't say. The best I've been to is the SummerSlam, and we had real good tickets. But about where the tickets we had for SummerSlam in 2008, if we got those for WrestleMania, it'd be about $5,000.
oh yeah. What the heck is going on here? For some reason, my shit ain't loading up.
I've seen a lot of people complain about it, but they sell out. And they sell out both days. So somebody's buying them. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
If you can get that price, it's what you're going to charge.
Yep, that's for sure. Yeah, if that's what you can. If people are willing to pay it, they're going to charge it.
And also, WrestleMania people come from all over, all over the country and other countries even.
Glenn said he can only do one night right now. Yeah, I knew you said the scalping market went crazy. But no, what you said about Richardson, it kind of surprised me they announced it this early because, I mean, why do you have, why? I mean, you know what I mean? You really didn't have to.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if some of it was because of the negative fan base that Colts fans seem to be, and all the if they done that just maybe show Richardson that they don't listen to the outside noise. We support you, but I think most people that are Colts fans that have watched the Colts for a long time, I think most people thought Richardson was going to start.
Yeah.
I mean, that's young quarterbacks, Colts, especially if you draft them high in the draft, Colts usually start them that first year. They done it with Luck. They done it with Manning. I'm not saying that he's Manning or Luck. No, I'm not saying that. No. But I'm just saying if you go by history, that's what they have done.
A couple of ways you can look at it. I mean, I guess maybe the next game, if he came out, say if you haven't named him yet, the next game he comes out, throws 3 interceptions, and people go crazy. I think they're just declaring, hey, this is the guy. We're gonna go with him, and we're gonna.
And honestly, I think it's a smart move to play him. I mean, you really don't. I understand sometimes setting a quarterback. Like, okay, with like Mahomes, you had a veteran there and Alex Smith that he was going to be able to learn from. Or like with Rodgers, you had Favre there, or with Jordan Love, you had Rodgers there. We don't have that. Yeah, we brought in Minshew. Minshew has a little bit of experience, but when was Minshew ever a high level winning quarterback? He hasn't been in the NFL. I mean, yeah, even last year he was on the Eagles team that went to the Super Bowl. If I remember correctly, Eagles were 0-2 when he started.
Yep, they were.
Not that he played bad,
No.
not that he played terrible, but he don't have that experience of winning like some of the other quarterbacks.
And that system
have had.
And that system,
even like Alex Smith. Alex Smith didn't have a lot of playoff success, but Alex Smith had been with Andy Reid and had a lot of regular season success. And Mahomes said that, came out and said how much Alex helped him. I just don't know if Minshew is the guy like that is going to be able to help a rookie quarterback as much.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could help him, but I mean, my thing is, you're building a system that you want to build around Richardson. You might as well get him in it and get as much experience as you can in it, and hopefully things go decent this year and things go great next year. And you never know, you could get surprised and things go great this year.
Minshew was an elite QB when he was with the Jags.
I don't think he was elite.
He was not elite. Minshew and the word elite I don't think has ever been together.
I don't think he was.
Was he terrible?
No,
No.
I don't think he was terrible.
I thought he done all right with the Jags, but if he was elite, the Jags wouldn't have got rid of him the next season.
Yeah, I agree.
For one. And if he was an elite QB with Jacksonville, he probably would have had a chance to start somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he hasn't had that shot. You want to say if he's elite with Jacksonville, he went to Philadelphia where there were still questions whether Hurts was their guy or not, and he couldn't be the starter there. And now he's not beating a rookie out for a starting job. So if he was really elite and was that guy, he would beat these guys out for a starting job.
I think he's a top notch backup.
And I like Minshew. I mean, I think he was a good pickup for the Colts, but
and I think he's better than a couple people that maybe started. I think he's better than Mayfield. That's my opinion. I don't know if Mayfield's going to be the starter, but I think he's better than Mayfield. I think he makes better decisions. I think there's a couple places he might be better than the starter, but I think he's a top-notch backup quarterback.
No, I agree. All right, let's go ahead and jump into today's games. Like I said, decent slate of games today. I got. Well, it looks like I have five games again today. I was 4-1 yesterday. That puts my record to 441 and 347 on the year. Excuse me, on the year. My first game for today: Cleveland Guardians, Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are 1.5 run favorites, minus 120 on the money line. The Guardians are plus 102 on the money line. Over-unders at 9.5 runs. Guardians are 57-62 on the season, 26-34 on the road. They will have Allen on the mound, who is 5-5 with a 3.55 ERA on the season. The Guardians are 2-3 on the over their last 5 games, hitting .251 on the season as a team with a 3.80 team ERA. Excuse me. The Reds are 62-58 on the season, 29-31 at home. They will have Ashcraft on the mound, who is 6-7 with a 4.95 ERA. The Reds are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .251 as a team on the season with a 4.80 team ERA. I like the Reds in this game on the money line. I was going to take them at the plus 1.5, but that has flipped now. Now they're at the minus 1.5. Ashcraft is his last 2 or 3 starts. He's been real good, even though he didn't get the win on at least one of those starts. But he's pitched real good. Been pitching 7-8 innings. After a lot of people wanted him sent back down the minors, and he wasn't going to be a big league starter. He got off to a good start and had injury, had a little rough patch, and he's really got back into form. The Reds batting lineup does worry me a little bit, just because I don't understand why we're taking some of our main guys out, just because. If you want to take one guy out because of a pitching matchup or something, I understand that. But to take 3 or 4 guys out of your lineup because of that, to me, is going a little overboard. But I do like the Reds here on the money line. Next game, I'm going with Houston Astros at the Miami Marlins. The Astros are 1.5 run favorites, minus 126 on the money line. The Marlins are plus 108 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 9 runs. The Astros are 68-52 on the season, 35-26 at home. They will have Javier on the mound, who's 8-2 with a 4.36 ERA. The Astros are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .251 as a team on the season with a 3.78 team ERA. The Marlins are 63-57 on the season, 37-25 at home. They will have Cueto on the mound tonight, who's 0-3 with a 5.33 ERA. The Marlins are 4-1 over their last 5 games, hitting .262 as a team on the season with a 4.17 team ERA. I like the Marlins here at the plus 1.5. I took the Marlins at the plus 1.5 yesterday. They won that game 5-1, if I remember correctly. I know they won. I think it was 5-1. Like we had talked about a little earlier, the Marlins have been playing some pretty good baseball.
Unfortunately, you need the Astros to beat them.
Yeah. For the Reds, I'd like to see them lose, but they're playing pretty good baseball right now. So I think they're going to beat the Astros again today. My next game, Detroit Tigers, Minnesota Twins. The Twins are 1.5 run favorites, minus 195 on the money line. The Tigers are plus 164 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. Tigers are 53-65 on the season, 27-32 on the road. They'll have Fajardo on the mound tonight, who's 2-4 with a 5.80 ERA on the season. The Tigers are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .234 on the season with a 4.45 team ERA. The Twins are 62-58 on the season, 33-24 at home. The Twins will have Ober on the mound, who's 6-6 with a 3.40 ERA. The Twins are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .237 as a team on the season with a 3.89 team ERA. I like the Twins here on the money line. They have the better pitcher on the mound, and they're the better team as well. Thing that kind of has been holding the Twins back, really, to me, is their hitting. If they were hitting the ball a little bit better, they would even have a better record than what they have, because their pitching staff is under 4. Team ERA is under 4, so that's pretty good. But you're only hitting .237 as a team. But the Tigers are only hitting .234, and they have almost a 5 ERA as a team. So I like the Twins on the money line here. I'll tell you what, real quick before I go to the next game. Cowherd does not like Trey Lance at all.
No, he hates it.
Because he's back on him again today.
He drills him every chance he gets.
That's one of the same graphics they had up yesterday. Next game for me, Los Angeles Angels at the Texas Rangers. The Rangers are 1.5 run favorites, minus 188 on the money line. The Angels are plus 158 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. The Angels are 59-61 on the season, 28-33 on the road. They will have Giolito on the mound tonight. He's 7-8 with a 4.37 ERA on the season. The Angels are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .251 as a team on the season with a 4.56 team ERA. The Rangers are 71-41 on the season, 41-20 at home. They will have Montgomery on the mound, who is 7-10 with a 3.38 ERA. The Rangers are 3-2 over their last 5, hitting .272 as a team on the season with a 3.99 team ERA. I like the Rangers here on the money line against the Angels. Rangers have been the better team. Angels have been struggling, especially since the trade deadline came out of the All-Star break, went on a run. Then they decided that they were going to keep Ohtani, and then since then they've really been struggling. And then my last game for the night, Baltimore Orioles against the San Diego Padres. The Padres are 1.5 run favorites, minus 132 on the money line. The Orioles are plus 112 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. The Orioles are 74-45 on the season, 38-22 on the road. They will have Flaherty on the mound tonight, who's 8-7 with a 4.33 ERA. Baltimore is 4-1 over the last 5 games, hitting .251 as a team on the season with a 4.06 team ERA. The Padres are 56-63 on the season, 30-29 at home. On the mound for the Padres is Waka, however you pronounce it. He's 8-2 with a 2.84 ERA. Padres are 1-4 over their last 5 games, hitting .239 as a team on the season with a 3.84 team ERA. I like the Baltimore here at the plus 1.5. Baltimore beat the Padres yesterday as underdogs as well. Padres have really underperformed. If you look at all the talent they have on this team, if you look on paper, you would think this team would be a real competitive team. Really underperformed this year, only hitting .239 as a team with all that star power they have.
And their pitching's been really
pitching's
good.
Pitching's been good. They're, like I said, they have under a 4 team ERA, so they're at 3.84. So the pitching hasn't been terrible, but they just haven't been able to put together. So I like. And Baltimore's been playing some good baseball pretty much all season, but here as of late they've really been back on a roll. So I'm gonna go with Baltimore at the plus 1.5. So my picks for today: Reds money line, Marlins plus 1.5, Twins money line, Rangers money line, and Baltimore at the plus 1.5.
My Major League Baseball parlay for tonight, I got Boston money line at Washington. I got the Yankees at Atlanta. I'll take Atlanta money line. I got the White Sox at the Cubs. I'll take the Cubs money line. Seattle money line at the Kansas City Royals, and I'll take Milwaukee at the Dodgers. I'll take the Dodgers money line. Damien had a question.
Mike, you said, Pops, if the Colts ask you to be running back 1 this season with Taylor out, would you do it?
How much they paying me? If it's a guaranteed contract, yes, because I won't make it past the first game. So, but if it's a guaranteed contract, I'll do it. Damien had a question about WWE and what we think of Piper Niven being the choice to replace Sonya Deville as the tag team champion. I don't know. I love Piper Niven. I think she's great. I love Chelsea Green's character. I don't know how it mixed together. I guess it's as good as anything. And I don't think they wanted to take the belts off of Chelsea. They just got them, and every time somebody becomes a tag, she'll probably get hurt because every time they get tag team champion, they get hurt in the women's division. So I don't know. But I like Piper Niven. I hope it works out well.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Is that when we have the conversation the other day, that anytime they make somebody tag team champion, they get hurt.
Yep. Everybody was talking about.
And hell, the big question should be is what the hell are they going to do with Jey Uso going to AEW?
Oh yeah.
I mean, AEW is going to take over WWE now that Jay's leaving.
I got something to say on that, but not with that. But old Sami Zayn, remember how your bursa sack or whatever it was called in your knee showed up? That's what his elbow did that. And they showed it on TV, and everybody was going crazy. They always had dislocated elbow. No, it was just a
water, basically water on your elbow. It was like water on your knee. But you can move it all around.
Yeah. That time you need it, look like a water balloon. It was crazy. But speaking, have you seen the stuff with AEW and CM Punk?
No, I have. What's going on? What's going on with CM Punk now?
Well, first of all, Saturday night after the show was over.
Oh yeah, I didn't read it, but I saw a story. I guess he cut some kind of promo on Hangman Page that wasn't planned or something.
Yep, and destroyed him.
I haven't heard what he said or anything.
And then he also, but since then he called and apologized to him. So if you're going to do that, why apologize? But then the other thing was. Backstage, Dolph Ziggler's brother, who wrestles for AEW, was backstage because he works for AEW, and I guess CM Punk accosted him and grabbed him and yelled and screamed at him and stuff, and because I guess he had in the past put out a tweet that he thought CM Punk was soft, so they made him leave the building.
And who leave the building?
They
Ziggler's
made,
brother, or
yeah,
Punk?
they made Ziggler's brother leave the building. Wait a minute, I'm not done yet. Hangman Page was scheduled to be there that night. They had him go to a different location and cut an off, do a tape promo, so he wasn't there. They did pay for Nemeth, that's his real name, Ziggler's brother's flight home. They sent him home. They also sent Christopher Daniels home because Punk don't like him, and he's an agent, and he's upset the fact that his agent, is not allowed to be on the premises, and because he was involved in that altercation, and months ago, year ago, whatever it was, with the Bucks and all that, he don't feel like Daniel should be there, so Daniel was kicked out of the building. I guess Punk has got tremendous power over Collision. That's why they've got him on Collision. But the rumor is that Punk and Bryan Danielson is doing, and that's a lot of people are liking Collision better, that they're doing the booking for Collision. But
you can't run a business like that where you're sending everybody. I mean, you're working everything around one guy because he don't like somebody. You can't be there. I mean,
I think it's a recipe for disaster.
It kind of sounds like to me. It's starting to lean that way to like what WCW went to when they
WCW
WCW. Son of a bitch, WCW. But what they did when they had Hogan and all them guys, and they started letting them guys basically run it, and then
Nash, a lot of them guys,
and then it imploded.
Yeah, putting them guys in that kind of power is a big mistake. You see that a real company, and people will get mad at me, but it's fact. A real company like WWE don't do stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong. There was guys that held power back in the day. Shawn Michaels got his way. Triple H back in the day got his way. So don't get me wrong. There's people that can have power, but put them in booking power is a different thing. And so I think it's
one thing for a guy to have some power, but for a guy to have the power of where you're sending people home and stuff because he don't like people and so you're afraid to have them in the same building. That's to me, that's just too much.
It's going to call talking. Well, I heard Jeff Hardy got sent home. I don't know what that's about because for the most part, I think Hardy's been on. I know he likes the Young Bucks, of course, but I think he's also spoke good about CM Punk too. So I don't know. It's a big cluster. You know why? I don't. Tony Khan's got to get control of that company, and but I also think that some of that could be the people with a TV deal. They probably want Punk, and that could be causing some of the problems. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think Bucks had power. I think, Damien, I think the reason Cody Rhodes left because it was a clusterfuck. To be completely honest, I think he's seen how that place was ran.
I'm not saying that they've only done it with Punk. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't be doing it with any of the guys like that. It's one thing for a guy. Your stars will get some preferential treatment. That's one thing. But when you start taking, as an owner of a place, kind of start taking sides, and you're telling people, you got to go home because this guy don't like you and stuff. To me, no matter who it is, whether it's Punk or Omega or the Young Bucks, whoever it is, that you shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't, like I said, they're going to get some. Don't get me wrong, Punk's going to get some special treatment. That's happened in the business forever. Yeah. The Bucks have got special treatment. Omega, it's going to Kenny Omega. It's going to happen.
Roman Reigns gets special treatment.
Brock Lesnar. It's going to happen. But you got to keep things under control, and making them your bookers, I think, is in now.
When you make them bookers, it can start causing a lot more friction in your locker rooms.
And don't get me wrong, I think Bryan Danielson giving ideas.
Split your locker room.
I think Bryan Danielson giving you some ideas on booking. I mean, not necessarily booking, but giving you some ideas, being part of the committee and giving ideas, because he did it in WWE. Him and Edge both did it, and the product got better. And
I don't even have a problem with CM Punk is giving you some ideas.
Because he's a very experienced and very knowledgeable guy.
But to put the guy like in charge, I think is a mistake because then it can divide your locker room because people start taking sides and just
and that being
cause you
said,
a lot of problems.
From everything I've seen, fans are really liking Collision better. I watched Collision yesterday. I didn't get to see it Saturday. I'm usually busy on Saturday, so it's hard for me to watch Collision. I do think so far what I've seen Dynamite lately and Collision is a better program than Dynamite.
Hey, how's it going, Billy?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're asking for trouble.
First, I don't watch much AEW. If I watch the weekly shows, it's usually WWE, and I don't catch every one of theirs because if a Reds game's on, I'm usually watching it. And now that football would be back on Monday nights, I usually watch football on Monday night. So,
Raw was a pretty good episode this week. It was not as good as last week, but it was solid.
Yeah, WWE's gonna be struggling with no Jay.
They sell out that WrestleMania with the ticket prices. They ain't got to worry about nothing. Jeez, peas, man, them prices. We had wondered always, how much them tickets were. I couldn't believe that. Boy, the green shirt guy sets just for the ticket, $10,000. It's unbelievable. And they'll sell out 2 days of that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that place holds. If it's going to be at Philadelphia, probably going to do what, 75,000, 80,000?
I would say somewhere between 70 to 80,000. Because maybe they probably could hold more than that because most of those places, when they build them new football stadiums, they build them to hold around 65 to 70,000 so they can be in a running to try to get a Super Bowl. But for a wrestling show, you can have more seats because you have the seats on the on the field area. So the hell, it might be closer between like 70 to 80,000.
They do a big stage, so that's going to cut some out. But I'm going to say probably 75, 80,000 at least. Damien, let's see real quick. This is an interesting question. I
haven't read the whole story. I just saw the headline. I think you read a little bit more into it.
I've read more into it. My question is, why did it take them so long to find out that it was just a conveyor ship and it wasn't an adoption? And that
when did he find out?
Like this year.
Oh, see, I thought it was just. I thought he was just now that he knew. I was just assuming, and this was just me assuming because, like I said, I didn't read the article. I was assuming that like he had found out a long time ago, but he just now brought it public. But I was wondering because of they made a movie and everything about it. So if that stuff would have came out earlier, they probably wouldn't have made a movie.
They haven't said anything bad about him till recently. And I'm not saying he don't have a right to say something bad. But I'm not taking sides by any means. It sounds like they took advantage of him and taking a lot of his money. So at least it sounds that way. Don't know the whole story.
Well, if the stuff would have came out sooner, there might not have been the there might not have been a movie.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what I mean, the public would have had a whole different perception of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it was a huge movie, made a lot of money. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, for the guy that was the actor in that movie, I felt bad for that dude. He was at the he was at the Comic-Con in Indianapolis and they set him beside the women from Charmed, and their lines are all a fucking mile long, and this dude has nobody in line. He's just sitting there, and I'm thinking, man, that would suck.
But you know what's crazy about that was, he got that movie role, and he was homeless. He was living in a car, and he got that movie role. So it's nuts that he played that character. And they said some of that was, of course, Hollywood. They add stuff. They made his situation look a lot worse than what it was. Not that he wasn't in a bad situation, because he was, but they made it look worse.
Well, they said I was there for a Live Aid concert back in '85, Philly. Yeah, Farm Aid is here this year.
We should get tickets.
I'd like to go to it.
Well, Mellencamp's playing at the Colts opening. That big thing that
me and Glenn were talking about last night. Jim Irsay's
Mellencamp's playing,
traveling. I know,
and that's free, but it's an invite. You gotta sign up and get tickets.
Yeah,
for free.
that's
But
that's what Glenn was saying.
Some kind of you got to sign up or something.
Yeah, he said the tickets are free. He said something about maybe going. I told him let me know if he was going to try to get tickets, the free tickets, whatever you had to do to sign up. Because that'd be something I'd be interested in going check it out. But
it's going to be interesting to see when more of this story comes out about the blind side. I can't even think the player's name right now.
Michael Orr.
To see the financials and stuff, to see what they really made off him. And yeah, if they took a lot of his money, it's not fair. I know the article I read made it sound like they took him in, and
they shouldn't have been taking none of his money.
No, not really.
I mean, not because time he went to the NFL, he was grown. Yep. I mean, he's an adult.
Well, that's what somebody was. They told him that we couldn't adopt you because you was 18, so we couldn't legally adopt you. So we signed a conveyorship where they controlled him, where they controlled everything. My thing is,
he was 18 in high school when they adopted him.
Yeah, I think he turned 18 his senior year. He might have been behind a little bit. Yeah. I don't know the whole circumstances, but he turned 18. But my thing is, he's just now asking to end the conveyorship. My thing is, why do they still have conveyorship now when he's in his 30s or 40s? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like...
So it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Somebody out there may know more about it.
Kind of sounds like he got took. Well, it sounds like
he got really took advantage of. What it sounds like. I feel bad for the guy if he did.
Yeah. All right. Well, was there anything else you wanted to get to today?
No, I don't think
I'll go
so.
over my pick.
Go Reds.
Go over my picks one more time. Have the Reds on the money line, Marlins plus 1.5, Twins on the money line, Rangers money line, and the Baltimore Orioles at plus 1.5. It's going to be my picks for today. My picks yesterday were 4-1. That puts me at 441 and 347 on the year. Friday I was 6-0, so I've had a couple good days in a row. Oh yeah, Billy. We've seen Mellencamp. We've seen Mellencamp before, but yeah, you're right. Mellencamp puts on a real good show. I know Dad's seen him more than I have. I've seen him a couple times, and
I've seen probably 15 or 20.
I've seen him 2 or 3 times now, and it's probably the best. It's probably the best. Him and Tom Petty are my two favorite shows I've been to.
How many years was that ago at Ball State? Probably 8-9 years.
Yeah, probably about 8 years.
We've seen him here, and where we live in Muncie, there's a university, Ball State University. They have a Emmons Auditorium. It's probably 3,000 people, and we've seen him there in the second row. And it was an outstanding concert, which I've seen him many times. But yeah, he's always been my favorite Mellencamp has ever since when American Fool came out.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like to go to Farm Aid, because he's there, but also because I haven't seen Neil Young. I think he'd be cool. Willie Nelson, some of them guys, and they're getting.
Other guy you like, rock and roll dude, does real good on tour.
Oh, Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews.
Yeah, Dave Matthews. I've seen Dave Matthews before too, and that was a real good show as well. They put on a real good show.
Yeah, I've never seen him.
I went with old Jeff Clark. That's been
a long time ago,
almost 20 years ago now.
Probably.
But every once in a while, Ball State will get some pretty good concerts. Some years are better than others, but you never know when they're going to bring in somebody good, and sometimes they bring in people I never heard of, but they're popular.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong, they're popular with the younger crowd. But
I've been hearing some rumors. I can't talk about them, about a couple of concerts. I'm not allowed to say anything about them, but hopefully they come through, especially one of them.
Yeah,
well, both of them, as far as that goes.
But we appreciate everybody joining us today. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room, at the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all Gonzo Sports Room as well. It's where I post all the information about upcoming shows. Join us tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, for the return of Gonzo and the Judge. Sports Talk, that'll start tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 p.m. Eastern. So join us for that tonight. We don't have no wrestling stuff scheduled, no wrestling show scheduled for this weekend, do we? Nope. Working on getting a file from the show we was at Saturday. If I do ever get the damn file, we'll be airing that here in the next day or two.
Hopefully, because it's a great show.
But yeah, it was an awesome show Saturday night. WCWO put on a great show Saturday night. So I'm working on getting the file. It was a mix up when I went to transfer the file to my stuff and got the wrong file. So waiting on to try to get that sorted out. Get that sorted out. I'll make a post to let everybody know when we're going to air that. But that was a good show. If you missed GWR last night, go check it out. I thought it was another good episode.
Yep.
And also GSR with myself and Glenn last night. You can find that on our Facebook and YouTube pages as well. But we appreciate everybody joining us. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow right around 3 o'clock with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Join us tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.